Well, I've got some great news to share with you guys in today's report. The Democratic Party is literally running scared. They are shaking in their boots, if you will, over the midterm election. So much so that many of them are now ganging up against the Biden administration. I can't even believe what's going on. Actually, I can, because they're saving their butts because they know the crap's going to hit the fan when we get a massive red wave come the 2022 election. Now, before I dive into this report, I want to remind you, please don't forget to check out my partner, noblegoldinvestments.com. Here's their website. Right now, they are giving away this 1/10 ounce gold coin here. This is awesome. It's a collectible item with any approved IRA or 401k. So if you haven't taken care of that, do that, especially in light of what is going on with the Biden administration's economy, where we're seeing everything literally crumble. But on that same note, let's dive into how the Democrats are making an epic U-turn against this tyrant and dictator known as Joe Biden, aka Brandon. I think he should change his name to Brandon. Yeah. I should start some fake news on that. Joe Biden has officially changed his name to Brandon, President Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. I think that would be, I don't know, I'm on a tangent here, but I'm getting too happy about it. Here we are. Dailymail.co.uk. Blue states gang up on Joe Biden. Governor Ned Lamont says that Democrats work together to drop mask mandates because people can keep themselves safe. Gee, what a novel idea. With cases dropping 43%. So why is Joe Biden still clinging to the rules? I find that absolutely laughable and offensive. So here we have Democrat governors finally coming around to the Republican side, or shall I say, the freedom side. Not really. It's a political stunt for them. They don't care about freedom. They never have. They never will. But here we have Democrats coming over, and their excuse for getting getting rid of the mask mandate because the CDC did not drop their policies. Neither did the Biden administration. So this is a complete U-turn from the Biden administration and what they want. By the way, the Democrat leaders are now saying, well, you know, people can keep themselves safe. Wait now. Well, people have really kept themselves safe for a number of years, with the occasions that we obviously need to call the police department and the whole 9 yards. Gee, is there a reason why this is happening? I'm going to get into that because there's absolutely a political stunt behind this, as with anything. But here's the states that are dropping them, which is not what the Biden administration recommended, nor is it what the CDC recommended. Here we have a Connecticut governor says COVID mask mandate can be lifted because hospitals are not overwhelmed. Then we have another one here, Quad Cities, Illinois, to drop COVID mask mandate on Monday, February the 28th. Another Democrat governor here in California. California's indoor mask mandate will end next week for the vaccinated individuals, says Governor Newsom. Sorry, I hate saying that name. The Business Journal here. Delaware also set to lift indoor mask mandate as COVID cases drop. Not just there, New Jersey's jumping in on the action. New Jersey mask mandate. Murphy to drop school mask mandate requirement. Fox News. New York even. It's a doozy. To lift indoor mask mandate, but not for the kids in schools. And then we have Boston Globe. Massachusetts drop school mask order, but some parents and doctors fear that it's too soon. Oregon will also drop their indoor mask requirement by March 23rd. And even Nevada now jumping in. I believe he has a thing today that he's going to be talking about, but Nevada indoor mask mandate will be lifted. So there you have it. 8 different areas, 8 different governors, and counting, going up with the day. So there's this epic U-turn on the Biden administration because it's not what the CDC hasn't really changed anything. And here's what I'm talking about here. TheGuardian.com, Democrat governors lift their indoor mask mandates despite CDC guidance. And here we have another one, Daily Mail, Biden versus the blue states. Psaki says it's going to be up to the school districts to decide mask mandates, and there are leaders stopping them after 4 Democrat governors dropped their classroom rules. There's a little battle going on. I wonder if she's going to label them the way that Psaki did, Ron DeSantis and Governor Abbott, calling them like in the way of science. I wonder if she's going to be doing that with these Democratic, and I can assure you she's not. However, they're trying to handle it in a different way because obviously this is not by the advice of the Biden administration. This is something the Democrat governor has decided on their own without Biden. Could this be because they're failing so badly with their policies? Could it be Biden's approval rating, which continues to drop by the day? Here we have Daily Mail again. Biden's approval rating dips below 40%. 40% for the first time since he took office, according to the polling average. And it's not just the polls that he's disgracing. Here we have The Guardian. Fears for Democrats because the midterm hopes as U.S. inflation hits 40-year high. Inflation is skyrocketing. His approval ratings are down the tube. And of course, all his mandates, vaccines, and measures for COVID-19 are doing a U-turn and now slapping him in the face, which is why the Democrats are doing what they're doing. And the main reason they're doing what they're doing is this, and I agree with this Fox News article here. Democrats scramble to reverse course on COVID restrictions ahead of midterm elections. The article states, with the noble exception of the White House, Democrats at every level are signaling their support for returning to normal, as polls show that Americans are weary of COVID restrictions, which Republican states have largely done away with. According to a recent poll done by a university, 70% of Americans say that it's time for the country to move on from the pandemic, you think, and a decreasing number of Americans support COVID-related mandates. Biden's approval rating on handling of COVID, once a strength, also now underwater. His COVID approval rating is at 43% approving and 53% disapproval. That's a big number, Joe Biden. People aren't happy with the fact that you've closed down the entire economy. We have a shipping crisis. We have an economic crisis. We have a chip crisis. And we have all these freedoms being taken away by your attempt and your forcing of vaccine mandates that you tried to shove down everybody's throat. You really pissed off a lot of American citizens, even some in your own party who I don't think he pissed off at all. I think that's what the Democrats obviously wanted because they implemented it in a lot of their own cities. However, they see devastation coming in this year's 2022 election. So just as I predicted in December of last year, they would suddenly make an epic U-turn on this pandemic. And it is exactly what I said to a T, and it's happening right now. I should give myself a pat on the back, at least for that one. I don't do that often, but I was right. I was absolutely right on that. Again, Joe Biden should change his name. Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Anyway, the real reason they're doing this is because of the midterm elections. It's a political stunt. And I wouldn't be surprised if after the midterm elections, if there was some kind of victory, which would I can't say. But anyway, if they did manage to scrounge up some kind of victory in the 2022 election, I do fear, unfortunately, those restrictions would come back like a raging lion, and they're likely to come back after the midterm elections anyway in some of these Democrat areas. But the truth of the matter is, right now, there's also one other big thing in play that I want to bring up, and that is the Freedom Convoy that is catching on like wildfire. I support the peaceful protest over there that the truckers are doing. My heart is with you. My prayers with you. And I really hope people are out there still supporting these guys because, look, because of these guys, I think are also the reason things are happening here in the United States of America. Because quite frankly, Joe Biden is shaking in his boots over this Freedom Convoy. He doesn't know what to do because he came on the scene as some kind of country boy. That's what he kind of advertised, right? So you can't be bashing these people. So I think the reason that we're suddenly seeing a lot of these reversals here in the U.S., even on the mask mandates, is because in part by what's happening with the Freedom Convoy, because they're even headed to D.C. They're on the border there with Canada and the U.S., and it's catching on like wildfire all over the globe. Anyhow, I love all of you. Please don't forget, just again, another reminder, get to noblegoldinvestments.com. Give them a call today at 1-877-646-5347. Talk to one of them there. They're really nice to talk to you. They don't pressure you, but they can give you some advice on some of the things they have to offer. They have silver plans, they have gold plans, precious metal plans. So call them up and talk to them today. And again, you can get that 1/10 ounce American Eagle gold coin with any approved IRA or 401k on that plan there. Anyhow, I love all of you. Again, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven signing out.